Okay guys, I'm recording this in the rain because I'm an absolute psycho and this is how committed I am to helping you on this topic, which is very risky. I'm taking a big social risk talking about this, but I think it's worth doing. And I don't think this YouTube channel is ever going to be big. I hope it doesn't get, I don't want it to. It's just going to be a small thing that's very niched that helps 500 guys change their lives, 1,000, 2,000. I don't know. So yeah, this is a big risk. I hope you guys appreciate this social risk that I'm taking talking about this. But I know how life-changing it is, how close it is to the male heart and maybe the male ego, your relationships. It's absolutely life-changing. I'm also uniquely qualified to talk about this. I've been on both sides of this. Very, very average in every regard at the start, and now I am where I am. To give you some numbers, 1.6 inches of length gained, 0.7 inches of girth gained now. If you don't believe me, pictures on the websites, link below. Obviously these pictures are not safe for work, so use some common sense. But the pictures are very clear, they're very real, they are me, they're in the same environment. They're also not completely up to date. I'm actually a little bit bigger than the after picture now, but yeah, if you don't believe me, check them out. Obviously, you should treat every person with a little bit of skepticism if you don't know them. But no, it's life-changing, this stuff, and most guys are too scared to talk about this, especially in Western culture, quite rightly, and I understand that, which is why I am happy to show my face here, as long as this channel stays relatively small, because I don't think it's going to get wrecked. I don't think it's going to be a huge thing. But if I can help some of you guys, it's going to be worth doing. So, what else do I want to say? I wanted to give a little bit of a background. So yes, you can see the pictures, you can see that I'm a lot longer and thicker. I'm now just over 8 inches long, 6.2 inches of girth around the middle, erect girth this is. And yes, S3X is completely different. Women respond to you completely differently. Yes, it matters a lot, possibly more than you could realize. The good news is, if I can do it, you can do it too. And I say this because I'm 5'9". I'm not some huge guy. I'm not genetically special. I'm not super handsome. I was never like super gifted at sports. I was above average at sports, but I was never like really good at everything I did. You know, some guys are like that. They're just beasts. I'm not a beast naturally. Pretty average genetics. So if I can do it, you can do it too. I do have pretty good testosterone levels. Some of you might follow me from the other channel, so you know that. That is true, and that's something to think about. If you have very low testosterone levels, your growth will be slower. And I have videos on this channel here about how to raise those testosterone levels, and there's more coming. I also have one ebook at the moment, but you can raise your testosterone. You're completely in charge of it. But other than that, I'm nothing special. If I can do it, you can do it too. Some guys have done way better than me, and they've gained 3 inches of length, which is just ridiculous. Does not happen overnight like the ads, those old PORN ads used to suggest. Does not happen overnight. 3 inches is going to take time. But yeah, some guys have had crazy results. But yeah, a little bit of backstory about what got me into it. Maybe you guys can relate. It was on a cold November evening how many years ago? A couple of years ago now. And I was having the pillow talk with my girlfriend. We weren't girlfriend and boyfriend at the time, but we're kind of seeing each other. And she asked me, what do you think most men's insecurities are? And me being a robot and just being a little bit autistic, took her question very literally. Obviously, what she was really asking was, what are my insecurities? But me being an absolute Dumbo took her literally, and I was being very logical, like it's stupid. And so I was like, well, probably the hairlines, maybe the car they drive, and probably their you-know-what size. And her response to that shocked me a little bit. And it was, as soon as I said their ding-dong size, her response was, oh, you shouldn't be. And she didn't mean anything by that for a second, but that response told me a lot. It told me a few things. It told me that, one, she thought I was talking about myself. Two, it told me she thought I should be, otherwise she wouldn't say it. Three, it confirmed my instincts, which I already knew at this point, that it wasn't really satisfying her. And four, as a result of this, she had had bigger in the past. And that's not a good feeling for any guy, especially when it's someone you have feelings for. If it's a one-night stand girl, you don't care, do you? But if it's someone you've actually been known for a long time, that's not nice. And probably a lot, I imagine some of you guys can probably relate to that. Or maybe you've got your own things that have triggered you in the past, or your own pain points. A lot of you guys, I think, are single, and the lack of confidence is what's stopping you from meeting someone. I've heard that one a lot. And yeah, when you're more confident, yeah, women pick up on it, and then you meet them more easily. They're more attracted to you from the start, and they don't really know why. It's your sub-communications are more attractive. It's extremely important, just like being good looking or decent looking is very important. It's not just one or the other. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my story, and it got me thinking, and I started searching for different potential solutions. I came across jelking. Thought, what the hell's jelking? And a couple of other guys I knew from years ago mentioned jelking, and I trusted them. So that's why I knew jelking was a real thing. This is JELQING. Search it on YouTube. If you don't believe me, you can look at the comments section. You can see guys who've been doing it. You can see their comments, and they're saying, most of them are telling you like how useful it's been. So just read the comment section if you think I'm lying or something. But yeah, I got into jelking. I was doing stretching. I got a bathmate pump, my first pump, which I've outgrown, I'm very proud to say. And I wasn't taking it seriously at all, because I still wasn't convinced that it was a real thing. I still was kind of thinking, maybe it works for some people, but not me. I don't know. I'm not going to invest loads of my time because I have other goals and other projects that I'm working on. So subconsciously, I just wasn't taking it very seriously. And in the first few weeks, nothing happened. By week 6, I'd gained 1/4 of an inch of length and 1/4 of an inch of girth. And it was on the tape measure. I was in Bulgaria at the time, and I was like, oh, this stuff works. And then I started taking it seriously and started gaining a little bit faster. But you'll gain a lot faster than I did. It won't take 6 weeks, unless you've got really low testosterone. It's not going to take 6 weeks if you take it seriously. I skipped all sorts of training sessions. I didn't do it properly. My technique wasn't great. I was messing around, and ultimately because I didn't take it seriously, because I didn't believe. But you can make gains faster than that. Just don't expect it to be immediate. Kind of like lifting weights in the gym. It takes a few weeks. It takes months to really notice noticeable gains in the gym. Similar concept with training your manhood. So I wanted to say, I have another video on this channel called Ankit Testimonial. He was an Indian guy who started off with, I can't remember the specific numbers, I think it was 4 point something inches. He has gained an inch now relatively quickly, and he was doing stretching, jelking, and he loves the all-day stretcher. That was the big thing for him, which is an all-day stretcher is like a device you put in after a workout to keep it elongated. It works. And that video is him talking about his experience. And yeah, he's a really nice guy. I'm not saying anything bad about him. He's overweight, and he'll tell you. He's not got super high testosterone levels, and he's gained quite significantly, which shows you the power of just doing these training exercises and recovering and sleeping and just giving it a bit of time. But that video is here on this channel. It's one of the first ones I uploaded, so like, it's not just me getting results. I can show other people how to do the same thing, even if you're not high testosterone, even if you're overweight. If you are high testosterone, you'll grow faster. I don't know what his girth was. I don't think he even said, but he was definitely talking about length, and how, you know, he was just in disbelief because, you know, throughout the years you just see all these PORN ads, and it's all like 3 inches in 3 months, and it's just, you just lose interest because it sounds like such BS, and it is BS. So for me personally, after seeing all those ads, I'm just like, the entire thing is BS, which isn't true. You're not going to gain 3 inches in 3 months, and I don't know what those ads were pushing, but with hand exercises and pumps and stuff like that, you can gain 1 inch in 3 months. Some guys gain more than that. You can definitely gain 1 inch in 3 months. That's very, very doable. Very exciting, very motivating. And then there's other benefits as well. When you're jelking, you build the vascular infrastructure. Just like when you're lifting weights, your veins over time get thicker because there's more blood there. You're training the veins to, I'm using bro science here, but all the expansion, all the training, it builds them. It's the same thing with your manhood. And so with that comes hardness. It comes higher testosterone levels generally, more morning wood, more libido. Hardness during S3X is noticeable. There's just more veins, there's more blood. There's a lot of benefits, it's great. And then of course you become more confident, which leads to everything else. So I've spoken about my results, Ankit's results, and I've briefly. So in terms of more specifics, training, again in the link below, I've got training videos and training programs which show you exactly what to do, because I can't really do that in a video. It's impossible. There's actual training programs. A lot of the principles are similar to training your muscles. Yes, I know people are going to try and correct me. I know that this is not the same as a muscle. I know, I'm very well educated on this, but the training principles are very similar. The recovery principles are very similar. Please don't soak me with the puddles, car. But the principles are the same. They're very, very similar. There's the stimulus, there's the adaptation, there's the recovery. It's stimulus and it's recovery. There's 2 phases really. Get both right and you will grow. And that's what my programs are focused on. But to give you some vocab, I guess, stretching is a big one for length. You're literally just stretching it in different directions. Jelking, as I've kind of mentioned, is more like squeezing it and milking it, other people have said, and you can see the veins engorging as you do it. Pumping is a little, pumps are a little bit difficult to get used to at first, but please just stick with it. Make sure you're shaved down there so that the suction's good. Pumps just expand it. There is sort of water engorgement, but it's mostly blood. It's blood and it's also air and pressure. There's different things going on, but the main thing is blood. And pumps are unique because it stays really engorged afterwards for really quite a long period of time, especially if you've got high testosterone levels or you're on Cialis or something, so there's extra blood there. And what else? If you use C rings, I can't say the whole word on YouTube, that keeps it engorged even more for even longer. Or if you use an all-day stretcher afterwards, it keeps it elongated. So there's different devices you can use. They all work for different purposes. Jelking is for a mixture of length and girth, by the way. Pumping, a mixture of length and girth, mostly girth. C rings are for girth. All-day stretcher is for length. Again, all of this is explained on the link below. But yeah, that's kind of the training exercises. Recovery is extremely important, just like with bodybuilding. You're not going to get bigger if you're not recovering. This is where testosterone comes in. This is where sleep comes in. This is where L-carnitine, creatine. If you don't eat red meat, please be supplementing with those two. Collagen is the biggest supplement of all. It's like the number one thing that what is made up of is collagen. So when you're damaging the tissue there, sidetrack, when you're training, sharp pain is bad. So you want to be careful with that. You slowly ease into all this. I explain all this in the programs anyway. Slow gradual buildup of pressure is good. This is normal. You need this to have an adequate stimulus to grow. But back to the collagen. Collagen is the number one supplement. It's literally what your manhood is made up of. If you get a collagen supplement, like the one I've got I don't make money off this, I'm just telling you. I'm not affiliated. It's 5 different collagen types. It's grass-fed. So the 5 are cows, eggs, marine, so fish, poultry, and then there's a 5th one I can't remember. If you have this twice a day, your gains are going to be better. You're going to recover faster, especially if you've got good testosterone levels and you sleep well and you take days off from training. Don't be jelking every day. Again, it's all in the programs. Link is below. But collagen is number one for recovery. There are a few other things. There's DHT gels or creams. That one, DHT, if you've got low testosterone, complete game changer. It is not a supplement though, really. It's more of a drug. I'd be very, very careful with DHT. This stuff works. Your skin does absorb it when you rub it on, and you have to be very, very careful. Obviously, skyrocketing your DHT too high can lead to health problems. So, and also, if you've already got quite high testosterone, like I always did, you don't need it. You're not going to get very much out of it at all. And other guys have said the same thing. It's not just me. If you've got low T, you're going to get a lot more out of it, but please be careful. Get your blood work done. But yeah, that stuff's powerful. Quite expensive as well, so that's also something to consider. Collagen's the baseline. Collagen is the one I think every guy needs, especially if you're not eating red meat, bone broth, fatty fish, sardines. Bone broth is probably number one, then organ meats. But yeah, let me get back with some more supplements. Oh, also the sun, I have noticed, is extremely powerful. So the sun isn't a supplement. obviously. But the sun is ridiculously powerful. The best gains I made were in Plovdiv, Bulgaria in the spring. It was hot then. And also in Barcelona in October. It was hot then. And taking a few days off, 3 or 4 days off, because I was on holiday at these times, after some savage training, just beating the hell out of it, 3 or 4 days off in the sun has been when my gains were most outrageous. Like, it was just, you know, quarter of an inch of girth in like 4 or 5 days, you know, crazy stuff. So the sun is very, very powerful. Just some like basic logic here, like all things on Earth grow faster under the sun, from plants to your skin, to your hair, to your nails. So literally everything, including your manhood as well. I'd also highly suggest acetyl L-carnitine as a supplement. Definitely seems to be good for blood flow, cardiovascular health. You'd be amazed at the amount of guys who can't train properly or recover properly because ultimately their heart isn't truly optimized. They never do any cardio. Their hemoglobin, red blood cell count, hematocrit are all off. These are not good signs, and it's not good for blood flow. Vasodilating foods do help. Beets, pomegranate, getting more potassium in your diet, things like that can help. Acetyl L-carnitine, though, is very, very helpful. And with blood flow, the reason I keep going on about blood flow is the more blood you have there, the more of a tissue expansion you're going to experience during training and then after training, and also the more nutrients you get. And the nutrients supply is what leads to the recovery. So blood flow is extremely important. So yeah, guys, I'm taking a pretty big risk by recording this video. Hope you guys appreciate it. But this stuff is absolutely life-changing. If I can change the lives of a few hundred of you, then that's worthwhile to me. Obviously, it's a business as well. There's loads of free programs linked below on my website. If you haven't seen the pictures yet, there's a free girth one, making her. Am I allowed to say that? I don't even know. There's different ones, so check them out. They're all free. Also, there's paid programs on my Gumroad. There's a 12-week beginner program. It's not expensive, but that's where I tell you exactly what to do. Like, this is all, I've had a lot of experience here. Like, I know what works, not just for me, for other people. Days off are extremely important. It's not just about training. So I tell you what to do. There's videos, there's training videos linked. What else? It removes all the guesswork and the uncertainty for you. So the beginner program's cheap. The more advanced stuff is more complicated, so that's higher priced, but it'll change your life. There's the aggressive girth and aggressive length one. This is all on a Gumroad, my Gumroad page, which right now is having issues with payments, but by the time you watch this video, it should be fixed. But yeah, there's links to the Gumroad page within the free guides, and I can link it in this video as well, I guess. But yeah, this stuff is life-changing. It really is. It's the difference between a woman not respecting you and being absolutely loyal to you and wanting a lot more from you. It's, you know, women don't talk about this because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They do talk about it in amongst girl groups. They really talk about it. But to one-on-one with a man, they're never going to talk about it. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Guys who are big, or very, very good in bed, usually will not talk about this for the same reason, because there's a lot of feelings involved. I am here to help you, like, really fix the foundations. It's so worth doing. people don't talk about it, but it doesn't mean that it's not true, and it doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do about it, because there is. I thought for years there was nothing you could do about it. I thought it was all BS, but it's not, thank the Lord. So, yeah, it's extremely important. Yeah, it's the difference between, there's a lot of guys who will sleep with a girl for the first night and then she magically disappears and she ghosts him. We've all been there, and it happens more now than ever before, which is partly a societal thing, but a lot of it is the performance was not good enough for her. Now, the more a woman sleeps around, the higher her standards are going to be, unfortunately. But it's the difference between her ghosting you and not just coming back for more, but like obsessing over you and wanting everything from you. And then there are problems with that, and you have to push them and keep the boundaries there. But it's a far more powerful position to be in than getting ghosted, obviously. And it's a huge difference in your relationship. The girl's loyal, she's not checking out other dudes. And she's not backstabbing you. It's much nicer, much more feminine. It's life changing. It really is. And then your confidence changes, which carries over into everything you do. It's a huge deal. But anyway, check out everything below. There's a wealth of information. The vast majority of it is free. If you do want coaching, I do coaching. Obviously, that's not free. But yeah, I hope you guys find it useful, and let me know if you've got any questions.